Hello and welcome to episode 65 of Dorki's Entropia Universe report. As usual, I will go over my avatar progress as well as investment returns within Entropia Universe for the last week. This episode covers the week from Monday 17th to Monday 24th of August 2020. First off, let's address the giant mega elephant in the room, which is the title of this episode. I was listening to some Warhammer 40k inspired music on Spotify last night as I was mining away in Entropia. I was not targeting the Warhammer 40k theme in music choices for the night. Rather, Spotify decided to sprinkle a bunch of them throughout the daily music mix their app prepared for me. And as sure as poop, I then had some extremely weird dreams at night. Luckily, I forgot most of what I had to experience within those dreams. However, then an interesting thought occurred to me when I was taking my morning dump. I am not sure whether that thought was connected to my dreams or not, but I am absolutely certain that it was connected to some of the music I listened to before bed last night. So let's not dance around that hot sulfuric puddle of dwarven poop and ask the real question. Is it possible that Lootius is real? Is it possible that we, the players of Entropia Universe, gave birth to a minor chaos god? He does seem to have an affinity towards sodomizing entropians. Every single day there are hundreds, possibly even thousands of souls living in perpetual torment of bad loot. It is almost as if Lootius took our hopes and dreams and crushed them, turning them into perverted mirror image of themselves. By the way, if you have no clue what I am yapping on about, do not worry. I have no idea what I was getting at either. I am just sharing some of the funky thoughts that occurred to me while I was taking my morning shit today. And the train of thought got rather rudely interrupted midway through as I finished my business in the throne room. I moved on to enjoy my morning coffee, and Lootius was no longer on my mind when the second episode of Oh Crap aired a few sips later. So let's get into the Entropia Universe stuff proper now. Despite dunking on Lootius and his tendency to diddle everybody and their grandmother with bad loot, I actually ended this week a bit over 300 paid in profit. I just saw a lot of people complain about poopy loot in a bunch of different chat channels this week. TT returns did not seem all that unusual for me when I hunted the social workers on Rocktropia or when I was mining with level 5 amps on Calypso. Both endeavors ended in a small TT loss and a slight profit after markup when I take all the runs I did over the week into consideration. There were some good runs and some bad runs. Nothing unusual. Although that being said, my total skill did not move upwards all that much. I gained about 240 skill points in total. All my hunting was done with the pistol from Trade Terminal, which means extremely low skill gains at my levels, because I already have thousands of points in skills that those basic weapon types contribute to. Although I could swear that per the same pad cycled, those TT weapons provide way more skills than stronger weapons that cycle through pad a lot faster. But of course, the downside is that it takes far more time to gain those same skill points due to slow turnover. And when it comes to mining, the gains are slower than a dead snail at my levels. I just reached level 44 Surveyor last night and I am level 47 Prospector. The skilling is really slow even when I use level 5 amps, but there is no compelling incentive to chase those mining profession levels beyond the level 35 or so. Technically, you can do just fine with maxed out F105, but the ability to use a finder that can somewhat reliably find resources at depth of around 1000 meters is nice, and can provide some extra markup in areas that have deep resources like for example radiolyte. I would not bother chipping in to reach those levels though. There are many mining missions around the Entropia Universe. Arcadia, Calypso, Cyrene and Rocktropia all have mining missions that reward you with skills. If you are on a tighter budget, then these missions are the cheapest way to boost your mining skills while you explore the planet, looking for good areas to mine and while you learn to manage your pet flow properly. Even if you are targeting higher markup on all your mining trips, it is still more than likely you will find some minerals that have a mission chain, even though most of the stuff with a mission chain is either a complete TT food or close to it. Anyway, my point is that when it comes to mining, chipping in is useful for people who really want to skip the grind and reach some objective fast and have enough spare cash that it won't negatively affect their financial situation. Everybody else can just get the skill boost slower and cheaper by completing missions. Anyway, let's get back to stuff I was doing this week. Besides some mining and hunting the blowjob machines on Rocktropia, and yes, I know it is a bit insensitive to call them that, but they are robots and rather rude ones at that. Anyway, I spent most of my week standing in front of a crafting terminal. My mechanical engineer profession is slowly climbing towards level 30. I might even get there before the next week's episode. Right now I am at level 29.88. My ability to reach level 30 hinges on whether or not I keep AFK crafting most of the week the same way I have been doing it for the past few months. But I think I will keep it up. Either way, it is time to get into the deed and share payouts. I will start with the Arcadian deeds first, as I do not have all that much to say in regards to those, besides how much they paid out over the week. Arcadia Moon deeds paid out whopping 1 pack over the course of the entire week. So in other words, that was one solitary payout of 1 pack. And they still have not sold out in the webshop. Meanwhile, Arcadia Underground deeds paid out 4 times and only one of those payouts was for 1 pack. Other 3 dividend payouts gave 2 pack per deed. That means that every AUD paid out 7 pack overall for the week. When it comes to the share payouts, nothing special happened either. Ancient Greece shares continue to be a wet fart of an investment for now. They paid diddly dick this week, and it has been a bit over a month since the last payout. They are slowly selling, but as I have been saying for the past Lootius knows how many episodes, it looks like they will take a rather long time to sell out completely. So if you have a lot of pad locked into Ancient Greece shares, do not expect to be able to free up those funds any year soon. At least not unless there are fundamental changes in the frequency of their payouts. However, Crystal Palace shares are a completely different story. They paid out 2 pack per share today, and it seems that most people are keeping them rather than trading them around since the number of available shares on the market is usually fairly low compared to how many CP shares there are in total. Anyway, the cheapest stack of CP shares available for purchase this morning was priced at 19 PED and 98 PEC. I wonder if the price will stay around those numbers, go up or go down in the next few weeks and months. Either way, they provide a fairly decent way of storing your PED so that you do not lose it doing stupid stuff. That is one of the main reasons why I have been buying up Crystal Palace shares with my profits lately. I could probably get more profit out of those funds just cycling them through smart gameplay, but whenever I start having a bigger stash of money in Entropia Universe, stupid stuff that I know I should not be doing starts to tempt me real hard. So I might as well store my PED this way and maybe even make some profit off of the dividends and possibly even a price increase on the shares in the meantime as I slowly strengthen my mental defenses against doing nonsense. Then I will have a nice pool of assets that I can use at a later date for more profits. To conclude, while I did some low-level hunting and amped mining this week, my total skill did not rise all that much. However, I ended the week in a decent profit, especially considering how much time I actually spent actively playing Entropia Universe over the week. Most of the week I was just AFK crafting, and the time I spent actively playing added up to around 7 or 8 hours, although that does not count the time I spent chatting to people. The communities that you can find and be a part of, and people you can meet and talk to in Entropia Universe are a big part of the overall experience, I would say. Anyway, regarding the deeds and shares, this week was alright, nothing out of the ordinary. Arcadia Underground deeds and Crystal Palace shares did well, like they usually do, while Ancient Greece shares and Arcadia Moon deeds were their usual poopy self. I did increase my stack of Crystal Palace shares from my profits this week, and I did also put my last week's profits towards the share purchases. The price of CP shares was too high last week when I wanted to buy some, but this week's prices were more reasonable, so I bought 23 CP shares to bring my total up to 159. Needless to say, I did not buy any Ancient Greece shares. Maybe I will at some point in the future, but for now I do not see any reason to do so as they do not pay much in the way of dividends, are not tradable until they sell out, and it looks like that original 750k stack of shares will not sell out anytime soon. So whatever funds one sinks into them will remain unavailable for a very long time. Anyway, what do you think about this week's deed and share payouts? How was your loot in Entropia Universe this week? And the most important question of them all, do you think that Lootius is a chaos god? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching. I wish you a pleasant remainder of the day. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It helps me a lot. Thank you.